Welcome to the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department commencement ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, if everyone can please rise. Our graduates are entering the building. Please keep the aisles clear and remain standing as our graduates head toward the stage. Chair Professor Sarah Billington will take it from here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I am Sarah Billington, and I have been a professor here in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering for about 20 years, and the department chair for almost 2 years now. And part of my job is that I have the great pleasure to welcome you all to graduation and our diploma ceremony. Oh, please be seated. Sorry. I'm so sorry. You're all so polite. He's like diving right in. Okay, yeah. Next time we gotta highlight that in yellow. Okay. Great. Graduation brings together the student body, the faculty, the staff, and of course, you, the parents, family, and friends. And today, for many of you, it is a particularly special day. It's Father's Day. So to our graduating students, we see today in the auditorium many fathers and many other people who have made your Stanford years possible. Parents and grandparents, spouses, partners, children, other family, mentors, friends, many people who likely played a role in helping you get to Stanford or in supporting and encouraging you once you were here. So I invite the graduates to please stand and turn to these wonderful supporters and join me in saying thank you. Great. So for my opening remarks, I would like to introduce you to our Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Our department is as old as Stanford University itself. 3 of Stanford's original 15 faculty were actually professors of civil engineering. Back then, we helped found what became Stanford School of Engineering. And this year, in September, we officially became a founding department of yet another school at Stanford, the Stanford Doerr School of Sustainability. I'll share a bit more about that in my closing remarks, but first let's talk about our students, the reason why we're here today. This afternoon, we have many different groups of civil and environmental engineering students receiving their degrees. We will award 24 Bachelor's of Science degrees across our 4 majors of architectural design, atmosphere energy, civil engineering, and environmental systems engineering. And we are awarding 213 Masters of Science degrees in program areas of atmosphere energy, environmental engineering, structural engineering and mechanics, and sustainable design and construction. And for those students who have been captivated by research in pretty much all of these subject areas I just mentioned, we will be awarding 2 engineer degrees, and 24 PhD degrees in civil and environmental engineering. All of you students have brought to Stanford your unique background and perspectives, which have contributed greatly to our diverse and vibrant atmosphere. We all benefit enormously from this. Our student body in civil and environmental engineering is almost 50% women, and our students have come here from near and far. We have students from Ethiopia, Turkey, Canada, and France, from Chile, India, Vietnam, China, and the Grenadines. And many other countries. I can list them all. We celebrate this diversity, and my colleague, Nick Willett, right there, he has been practicing to read all of your names the way your parents intended them to be read. So he's going to do a great job. Before I introduce the faculty, I would like to first ask that you join me in a special recognition for our awesome student services staff. You got to see some of them, non-IOP. Well, I'll go ahead and acknowledge them. So there's non-IOP, Laura Castaneda, Morgan Diamond, and Jill Felice. They play a central role in graduate admissions, financial aid, and degree progress. They also handled all of the planning and logistics for this ceremony. So let's do it again. Please join me in thanking Laura, Morgan, and Jill. Great. Today's ceremony is also assisted by many other wonderful staff and volunteers in the department, and I'd like to name them as well. Ryan Johnson, Raquel Hagan, Glenn Katz, Royal Copperwood, Jeffrey Tuttle, Kim Vonner, Diana Lynn, Marjorie Felbus, and Tiffany Brandom. Let's all please thank these staff as well. Next, I would like to introduce our faculty sitting behind me here, and a few of them down in the front as marshals. It'll be a bit of a memory game, but perhaps this introduction will help you during the reception to identify faculty with whom your graduates worked most closely. Before I introduce them, though, I'd like to share how much I appreciate being a part of this faculty. In addition to all of their inspiring work, teaching and conducting research, they spend a good portion of their time contributing to department committees and faculty meetings and helping make sure our department is providing the best education possible and making a positive impact on our students and, of course, the world. They have been very generous with their time as we've been adjusting to becoming a joint department between engineering and the Dorr School of Sustainability, and they are generally a lot of fun to spend time with. Okay, so on to introductions. First, several of our faculty could not be here today, and they each send their best wishes and congratulations. I will go ahead and introduce the faculty that are here in alphabetical order and mention briefly what their area of expertise is. I will ask the faculty to remain standing and the audience to please hold your applause until after all of the faculty have been introduced, and then I'll give you your cue. Okay, so Jack Baker works in extreme hazards and structural reliability. John Barton, the director of our undergraduate major in architectural design. I'm Sarah Billington. I work in human building interaction, design for well-being and sustainable building materials. Craig Criddle, environmental biotechnology and the director of our Codiga Resource Recovery Center. Greg Dearline works in structural and earthquake engineering, and he's the director of the John A. Bloom Earthquake Engineering Center. Martin Fisher, construction engineering and management, and director of the Center for Integrated Facility Engineering, or SIFE. Sarah Fletcher works in water resources management. David Freiberg works on hydrology and water resources, and David is a co-director of graduate studies for our department. Lynn Hildeman. She works on indoor air quality and human exposure to air pollutants. Lynn is also one of our marshals who are Civil and Environmental Engineering goes to PhD student Allison Fritz. So Allison, could please come up. Oops. Oh, that's hard. Okay, we also have two students who were elected to the oldest academic honor society in the United States, Phi Beta Kappa. They are Tuli Horton and Brandon Kennery. They can please come. Phi Beta Kappa is a nationwide society honoring students for the excellence and breadth of their undergraduate scholarly accomplishments. To be elected to Phi Beta Kappa at Stanford, a student must achieve academic distinction in their major, as well as in courses across a broad range of fields. We also have, why don't we go ahead and begin? All of these are. Great. We also have many more awardees listed on the commencement page of our department website. You can navigate to it from the QR code on your printed program or find it under the academic and admissions page on our webpage. For those joining via live stream, you can also see the awards on the same website from where you joined this program. If your name is listed on the program, online program for awards you have won, could you please stand up in the audience as well? Great. Please join me in congratulating all of our students. Okay, thank you. Okay. Next is a faculty awards. The teaching, research, and professional activities of our faculty result in many major accomplishments and special recognitions throughout the year. I would like to first highlight 4 faculty recognitions in particular and ask those faculty to please stand. Professor Greg Dearline was a 2023 EERI honorary member, elected honorary member. Professor Ann Kiramidjian was awarded the 2023 Thomas Eggleston Medal from Columbia University for her extraordinary accomplishments in the development of probabilistic seismic hazard modeling and her commitment to seismic safety of communities throughout the world. Professor Hae-Young No was awarded a Best Journal Paper Award from the ASME Structural Health Monitoring and MDE Technical Committee. And Professor Nicholas Willett was elected a Fellow of the American Physical Society. And finally, I am pleased to announce the Eugene L. Grant Award. This award recognizes dedication and excellence in teaching by a professor in our department. The professor is selected based on voting by the undergraduate students in our Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Unfortunately, the recipient of this award was not able to make it today for very good reasons, but I would love that we could honor him. This year, the award goes to Professor Rishi Jain. Thank you. Okay, and now for the most eagerly anticipated activity of the day, the presentation of diplomas. Professor Nick Willett will read the names of the degree recipients. Professor Jeff Kosseff and Professor Ann Kiramidjian will assist in handing out the diploma covers, and the students will be escorted by our faculty marshals, Professor Lynn Hildeman and Professor Mike Lepek. You are welcome to take photographs. We will present the diploma covers on the stage area to my right, your left, in alphabetical order by last name. And so when the time draws near for your graduate, please feel free to come closer and take photos or videos. We've kept the first few rows empty for this purpose. However, please do return to your seats as soon as you are finished to make room for others. Yeah, we'll do AD first. I think. Yeah. Okay. We good? Marshals, will you please bring forward the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Architectural Design? Director John Barton will assist with congratulating the candidates.
Leah Brewster. Dagny Elise Carlson. Marcus Floyd. Evan Lamb. Kelsey Myers. Lainey Ross. Anna Claire Soleil. Valero. Kelsey Wang. William.
Wait, sorry, hold on. Separate group. So this now, will the marshals please bring forward the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Atmosphere Energy, Civil Engineering, and Environmental Systems Engineering. Oh, I'm sorry, this is still. It said Kelsey. Are you in architectural design? Oh, I'm so sorry. It told me Kelsey was the last one. Sorry. Apologies. Apologies for that. Okay, so marshals, would you please bring forward the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Atmosphere Energy, Civil Engineering, and Environmental Systems Engineering?
Nomunzo Batuga. Allison Adair Day. Lin Don P. Du. Brandon Henry. Jenny Levitt. I, Anthony McMillan. Jenna Buskewitz. Austin Daniel Stack.
You will notice as the next set of degree candidates come forward that they have added a hood to their outfits. The hood, which is part of the traditional academic dress, originated from the academic headgear of monks and the religious traditions that came down to us from the Middle Ages and the academic institutions at that time, which were mostly monasteries. On the hood, the orange band signifies engineering, while the cardinal lining is the Stanford color. Today, we will symbolically hood the first master's degree candidate. Marshals, will you please bring forward the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineering?
Marcus Hayden Abel. Yixuan Huang. Mohamed Adam. Simi Aluko. Lucia Anakini Zanotti Siviero. Edward Apraku. Abigail Agarwal. Nidhi Baid. Lena Battalion. Gonzalo Barreto Cubiña. Annalena Bellum. Shikshita Bandari. Run. Adrian Saad. Jack Campbell. Ali Chamalovich. Ilana Chen. Rohan Chandran. Kathleen Chang. Fletcher Chapin. Paula Charles. Carmen Chen. Edward Chen. Ivan Chen. Jack Chen. King Chen. Haifeng Chen. Zihang Chen. Junlin Chen. Juliana Foley. Xiaokun Chen. Yuanqi Chen. Ian Chen. Allison Chow. Kenneth Cho. Brianna Church. Alyssa Collins. Vicken Sway. Jean-Sébastien Capu. Agya Ternani. Day Sarkar. Daniel Diaz Salgado. Stephen Donnelly. Blake Dressel. Emily Lucille Dukas. Atharva Ekature. Olubumi Eloramo. Alex Evers. Yuanbei Fred Chan. Caitlin Fight. Georgia Fu. Stephanie Gady. Yawen Gun. Nathan Germay. Anjali Geddes.
It's exactly. Yeah.
Arish Baran. Yanghen Wong. Akriti Gupta. Yash Gupta. Eric Usman Pukatera. Jun Hachisuka. Paul. Veronica Hernandez. Marlena Pinto. Lee Morton. Rosamund Hua. John Juan. Nicholas Hewen. Wei Hung. Freya Betty. Viola Iskander. Kimberly Juarez Rico. Lasia Kumbum. Jack Keenan. James Carricoso. Alessandro Kerr. Jack Kessler. Pam Kilpatrick. Ty Kurtz. Indulata Kohli. Abhishek Krishnan. Abhishek Kumar. Youngkyun Peter Lee. Yujun Lei. Yuan Li. Ray Lee. Xiaofang Liu. Zhihan Liu. Xingyan Pei. Thomas Little. Yue Long. Melissa Lopez. Sarah Lowry. Erica McDonald. Abby Martin. Swati Moria. Charles Marion. Marnie Meow. Sishir Suresh Mohammed. Anjana Mohan. Jesse Muñez. Alexis Moser. Sheila Nabi. Asahi Nagatoishi. Huxian Yan. Muslim. Lucy Nordman. William Ogden. Mayur Patel. Evan O'Mara. Inasa Oyempa. Santiago Osa Rodriguez. Ritam Patel. Christopher Patron. Yuha Wang. Brooke Hawkins. Milo Petropoulos. Raul Amulcan Slava. Melanie Horace. Jody Porter. Rohan Ganganath. Nicholas Brandich. Brian Gerard Rennie. Marie Riviere. Robeson. Adityan Sakibel. Derek R. Salas. Matthew Sato. Evan Savage. Raghav Sharma. Iwan Sun. Emma Sun. Shin Sun. Anjali Swami. Sahil Abokar. Melissa Tanaka. Samuel Winston Tanawijaya. Vishut Thakur. Yalu Kang. Antonio Torres Skilicorn. Rin Huang Kwan. Walter Alfonso Vasquez Ortiz. Villalobos. Yatang Wang. Joy Wang Tam. Reggie Wang. Xuan Wang. Simon Wang. Samantha Wind. Lisa Wang. Shen Wu. Zixuan Xu. 学文员，Yosuke Yamamoto, ，Audrey Yan, 黑东 Yan, ，Jimmy Yang, ，Andrea Yao Chan, 内渊英，加罗杨完，何苗张，林东张，润秋张，易浩张，赵气找，舒欢找，杨妮找，叶正，应该住，黑气张，Sikowski,
Okay. That's a great large master's class. We now next have the degree of engineer, which is a professional degree, intermediate between a master's and a PhD. Each candidate prepares a research thesis as a part of their degree requirements. So Professor Willett will now read the dissertation title and name of the thesis advisor along with the graduate, and each advisor will place the hood on their advisee. Marshals, will you please bring forward the candidates for the degree of engineer in civil and environmental engineering?
Anvesh Badamikar.
For the thesis, using a systems approach to improve wash services in primary schools in Singapore, India, included by Jeff Kossoff for Jenna Davis.
Ozan Reza Maulana.
For the thesis, a study on the current state and success factors of construction technology startups, included by Martin Fisher.
Finally, the Doctor of Philosophy degree in civil and environmental engineering, as in other fields, involves a major investigation of a fundamental topic that results in the student making a significant contribution to advancing our field. When I had to describe this to my children when they were very young, I told them it was a 3-year homework problem. They're like, the graduates earning this degree are truly among the world's experts in the subject areas of their research. Professor Willett will now read the dissertation title and name of the student's advisor, along with the graduate's name, and the advisors will place the hood on their advisees. One thing you may note is that the thesis topics are very diverse, reflecting the breadth of our field in our department. Marshals, will you please bring forward the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Civil and Environmental Engineering?
Ashwin Agrawal.
For the thesis, management framework for artificial intelligence projects in the AEC industry, included by Martin Fisher.
Rohan Aras.
For the thesis, modeling the constraining influence of urban morphology on non-motorized mobility, being hooded by me.
Corinne Bowers.
For the thesis, characterizing hydrologic and economic risks due to flooding driven by atmospheric rivers, a probabilistic perspective, included by Jack Baker.
Laura Catherine Clark Sundberg.
For the thesis, settling and dispersion of inertial non-spherical particles in wavy flow, being hooded by Jeff Kossoff and by me.
Lisa Cooperman.
For the thesis, a systematic study of meetings in AEC-FM from the language action perspective, included by Martin Fisher. Daily. For the thesis, Interdisciplinary Oceanography in Kelp Forest Environments, being hooded by Stephen Monosmith. Hong Yan Cha for the thesis, Collective Behaviors of Swarms and Flocks, being hooded by me. Alison Fritz for the thesis, Water Constraints and Environmental Impacts of Electricity Generation from a Transitioning Grid, being hooded by Megan Modern. For the thesis, Advancing Resource Recovery Following Anaerobic Secondary Treatment of Domestic Wastewater, being hooded by Craig Criddle. Suyar Kim for the thesis, Optimizing Application of Wastewater-Based Epidemiology for SARS-CoV-2 at various scales of operation, being hooded by Craig Criddle. For the thesis, Waves and Flows on Coral Reefs, Dynamical Regimes and the Role of Roughness, being hooded by Stephen Monosmith. Mixiao Liu for the thesis, Accurate and Scalable Bridge Health Monitoring using Drive-by Vehicle Vibrations, being hooded by Hye Young No. Mixiao Liu for the thesis, Time-Dependent Deformation in Geologic Materials Across Multiple Spatiotemporal Scales, being hooded by Peter Kignitis for Christian Linder. Sulika Majumdar for the thesis, Classification Framework of Production Metrics for ANC Professionals, being hooded by Martin Fisher. Jorge Luis Meraz for the thesis, overcoming the limits of methane bioconversion, computational tools for the industrialization of polyhydroxybutyrate from methane, included by Craig Criddle. Alan Poulos for the thesis Earthquake Ground Motion Directionality and its Implications for Regional Risk Assessments, being voted by Laura Miranda. Ryan Triolo for the thesis Analysis and Solutions for Electricity Markets with High Penetration of Renewables and Distributed Resources, being hooded by Ron Logical. From Thailand for the thesis U.S. and India Wind Energy Atlas. Policy, exclusions, and wind potential at different altitudes and thresholds, being hooded by Mark Jacobson. Cindy Wang for the thesis Electrochemical Technologies to Target Macro Constituents in Potable Reuse, Wastewater Discharge, and Agricultural Fumigation, being hooded by Sarah Fletcher for Bill Mitch. All for the thesis, Underlying Physics of Mixing Efficiency of Stably Stratified Turbulence, being hooded by Jeff Kossoff. Hey Yun Ju for the thesis Modeling the Effects of Surface Waves on the Atmospheric Boundary Layer, being hooded by Jeff Kossoff for Oliver Freeman. Melissa Zerps for the thesis Sustainable Management and Deterioration Modeling of Reinforced Concrete, being hooded by Mike Lepic.
Okay, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Nick. That was an amazing job. It's now my privilege as chair to say a few final words before closing the ceremony and letting us go outside to the reception. This year marks our first year being a joint department between the School of Engineering and the Dorr School of Sustainability. It's definitely been a year of transition, adjusting to being part of and trying to feel at home in two relatively large and very different entities. In the School of Engineering, our department makes up about 10% of the faculty and 10% of the student body. We have about 5,000 students. And in the Dorr School of Sustainability, we're big. We're 25% of the faculty and a full 50% of the student body, civil and environmental engineers. It's a very different feel being in these two places. But our department is actually very well suited to being a major contributor and collaborator in these two rather different schools. First and foremost, we're engineers. And for 20 years, we've been pretty focused on engineering for sustainability. And we're very much a department and a profession that understands the value and necessity of collaborating, working across disciplines, and embracing new ideas, new approaches, and innovation, no matter where it springs from. An example in our department is that we have always been focused on designing solutions for the built environment, as well as the natural environment. And what we've been expanding on more recently is expertise in the engineered systems that connect the two. Systems that address the needs of both the natural and built environments to support cities, communities, and nature to thrive. Our systems work is a bit like a glue that ties together our built and natural environment work. And now our whole department is similarly a bit of a glue that's tying engineering and sustainability together. Being a foundational partner in both schools really amplifies our ability to bring attention to sustainability to the engineering disciplines and more opportunities for developing practical solutions to sustainability challenges through our work in the Door School. And we do all of this to sustain people and the planet. As a department, one of our many goals has been to instill in our students these values of collaboration, working and learning across disciplines, and exploring innovation from all across the university. And so I'd like to share with you all some examples of how our amazing students have been embracing these values in both coursework and a little bit in research in terms of examples, and how they're ready to carry them forward wherever they may be off to next. So in coursework, some of our seniors, many of our seniors participated in the capstone design course this year that brought together students majoring in architectural design and civil engineering and environmental systems engineering. And working in these interdisciplinary teams, they designed the form and the structure and a green roof for a building that would tie into our university's water systems. In a required probabilistic methods class, students from all of our master's degree programs were learning together and applying the methods they were being taught to challenges that ranged from flood protection and sea level rise to earthquake risk. And in our environmental program, the environmental engineers, when they were studying dams and reservoirs, they read papers from a broad range of topics, including dam safety and reservoir operations, as well as hydropower, fisheries, and dam removal. While students studying the movement of pathogens in the environment in a different class, they benefited from the experience of faculty in the School of Medicine, epidemiologists who track viruses around the world. And one last class example, we have a class where students from engineering and East Asian studies actually learn together, joining humanities and engineering under the topic of global Korea. A couple examples in research, our students very often leave their comfort zone and they take advanced classes in other departments to enhance their research. Most often our students are taking courses in computer science to bring artificial intelligence and machine learning into their work, but others are taking courses in psychology to learn how best to conduct human subjects research for human-centered design. In one case, a student sought expertise in control theory, which is taught in the aeroastro and management science departments. And that was to understand similarities and differences between managing assembly lines for products and managing construction sites for sustainable built infrastructure, the topic of her research. And a growing number of our faculty and postdoctoral scholars and students are very actively engaged in community-engaged research and community-based research methods. Together with community partners, they explore how people are exposed to chemicals through food and water, or they look for ways to improve access and affordability of water infrastructure services in underserved communities in the US. And one student examined heat stress in informal settlements in India, which required making significant advancements in predictive modeling of energy and energy efficiency with very sparse data. One last slightly quirky example, we had one student who was a brilliant musician and theorist who took his velocity data from simulating fluid flow and he converted it into music, a very novel way of trying to interpret one's data. This might become our department's first publication on Spotify. We'll see. We will forever be impressed with the creativity and passion that you all, our students, have, your ability to collaborate productively, and your thirst for innovating. We know you are ready to go out into the world to tackle some of our century's greatest challenges. You will provide our growing population with fresh water, energy, and food while protecting our natural environment. You will help communities and cities adapt to climate change with smart, healthy, sustainable built infrastructure. And I'm going to say this every year that I'm up here speaking to our students, we are counting on you. You are incredibly smart and resourceful. We need your help. You're resilient. You have persevered through a pandemic to get your Stanford degree. Please go big in your work and your pursuits. The world needs your collaborative spirit, your willingness to move outside your comfort zone to enhance your work, and your thirst for innovation so you can design amazing solutions for our cities and our communities and nature to thrive. Many of you will stay in the US for jobs or to pursue advanced degrees. And I also expect that a number of you will venture to do lands or return to your homes all around the world. And this is great because as civil and environmental engineers are needed everywhere. So please bring all that you have learned at Stanford and our collaborative, innovative spirit to the benefit of the people and nature around the world. And stay in touch and let us know how you're doing and what you're working on so we can celebrate all that you are accomplishing and share it with our current and future students and with your fellow alumni. We wish you all the best for long and creative and fulfilling careers. Thank you. So this concludes the more formal part of our graduation ceremony. And now we come to perhaps the best part of graduation, a reception, where we faculty look forward to congratulating the students once more and meeting your family and loved ones. We will exit the auditorium in reverse order in which we entered. So please allow the faculty to exit first and then join us on the side patio for the reception. Students and audience members, please exit by the rear doors and then turn left towards the patio to avoid a traffic jam at the side door. There are lots of tables and plenty of food. Thank you, and we'll see you outside.